Hi there.
Hello.
My name is Roxanne Webster.
And I'm Keith Alba.
Yeah, we are the owners and partners at My Home Team at Keller Williams.
That's it. And you've tuned in for another episode of
The Honest Hour. Yeah.
That's right. That's where we bring you our thoughts, opinions, topics that are out there in the real estate industry.
Minimal spin environment.
Minimal spin environment, just that one spin. But it is truly kind of our honest take on what we're seeing, what's happening, and trying to get that information out to all of you. If you want to hear more about it, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. It lets you know when we do put this stuff out, especially if you hit that
Ding!
Notification bell. That's going to help out as well.
And watch this thing to the end, right? Because the algorithm gods love that. And
We'd be
such
forever in your
important-
debt, yeah.
We'll be forever in your debt and share it with everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
So, what are we talking about today, Rock?
As I have gotten more gray hair, Keith Alba, so has my client base, which means that we have been working with a lot more seniors, and sadly, we've been doing a lot more probate transactions.
Yeah, unfortunately, It is part of our world these days, and both in real estate and outside.
And I gotta tell you, folks, I can't tell you how many people I see who are lovely families. They're lovely families with adult grown children who love each other and love their parents. And the minute that their parents pass away, and all of a sudden there's a combination of grief and all the stuff that needs to be handled, and then all of a sudden all of the little childhood gripes and grievances come up, and you see siblings who love each other fighting over.
You threw my Hot Wheel out of the car when we were 6 years old, and I've never forgiven you for it.
And you told Mom that was my piss under the kitchen table. I mean, all this stuff comes
Sure.
up, and before you know it, you have families that love each other now in serious battles over the estates, and those things could all have been avoided if the parents had had a plan, had discussed that plan with the kids. Then the kids, when the parents die, the kids can deal with their grief and deal with the huge list of stuff that needs to be done without all of that childhood energy coming into it. And some huge number of people do not have a plan.
Yeah, it's a massive amount. We were
Yeah.
meeting with some probate attorneys just the other day, and they don't have an exact number on it, but would you throw out like 40%?
40%
And
probably.
they balked back at it and thought that might be a little bit high.
Yeah.
So that means over 60% of the people are passing away out there without any sort of a plan, without any sort of a directive of saying, these are my wishes, this is how I want my estate and these assets to be divvied up and shared with the heirs.
I just look at our world, right? We've got investment properties, and I've got 2 adult stepkids and an adult nephew, right? And 6 doors, as we call them, so 6 investment properties. If we look at, the 3 kids, one of them has got, starting a young family, they own a house. The other one is still, he's working in food service. The other one has got 2 young kids, doesn't own a house, right? The stages of life that they're in and the things that they need are different.
Yep.
Right? One may want to hold on to the investment properties for the income that they have. One may want to sell the investment properties for the chunk of money they have for college tuition. One may want to live in one of the investment properties for a way of having low cost. Those are 3 very different things. So one of those says sell them. One of them says keep them. One of them says
Keep it for personal use.
Keep it for personal use. And before you know it, those 3 kids could be fighting at each other's throats. Whereas if I had those conversations now and found out, what do you want? I could create a plan and legal documents and a legal path where all 3 of those desires are satisfied ahead of time with proper planning.
That's it.
So
it's a planning portion of it, and you really need to find a qualified expert, somebody that specializes in that arena. Law is very similar to real estate, right? There's a lot of different niches, a lot of different topics that are a part of it. And for somebody to think that they're an expert in everything, if real estate or law, that's a massive undertaking.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know that you can be an expert in all things. You can have certain topics that are a part of So finding somebody that specializes in probate, in trusts, in estate planning sort of things.
What are the tax ramifications, right? We work in this space, so we would love to sit down, have a conversation with you, help work through what your optimal plan is, and then refer you to a handful of really highly qualified attorneys, CPAs, financial planners to help you execute that plan, so your kids aren't having this argument after you pass.
Well, we haven't necessarily hired or engaged these attorneys to do it. We've been in transactions where they're alongside of it, so we see how they work. We know, are they available? Are they giving decent advice? And if it's a real estate stuff, pushing it back to the agent.
Do they care about you, or are you just a number?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's right. There's plenty of order takers or just the quantity shops that are out there. Hey, we're going to offer it low fee, low cost, get you in the door, get you out. Here's our printed template that's out there, and we're going to slap whatever we can, force this round peg into this square hole. Where you want somebody that's going to take the time, figure out what are the nuances of your family dynamics and what the needs are potentially of those individual heirs that are there, and then draft a plan that follows that.
And talk, that way you've got something to talk with the kids about. They know then what to expect. Then they can go on with remembering your life, grieving, rather than getting angry at each other, and that's the legacy. The legacy is a big fight with your kids.
A big fight, and over some stuff that can be less than valuable.
Right.
We heard a story the other day. This family got into it, started fighting, the siblings were going at it, and it got down to the who's going to be right, and I'm not going to let that person be right. So it was thousands and thousands of dollars spent litigating plastic patio
furniture, something you can buy for $279, and that includes the umbrella at Walmart.
Yeah. So don't let that happen. Get in front of it. If you need some resources, feel free to reach out. We're hard and happy to tell you our experiences working alongside of some of these attorneys and try and direct you into a place that's going to fit for you, your needs, and your family's needs.
That's right. Thanks for your time.
See you in the next one.